Hi everyone, welcome back to Make Money Online. Today, we'll look at Warren Buffett's investing advice for beginners in 2021. Make sure you stick around till the end of the video so you don't miss anything. Investment is the key to a better future. It's like planting a seed. In this case, the seed you plant is your money. If you plant the right seeds, plant those seeds in good soil, and nurture those seeds to grow, you're going to be looking at the fruit of significant monetary gain in the future. What does this say to you? Investment is excellent, but to get good results from investment, you have to make the right choices. There are many ways in which you can invest your money, but today we're going to be looking at Warren Buffett's story and his advice to you as a new investor in 2021. In case you're wondering, Warren Buffett is the chairman and CEO of Berkshire Hathaway. He's famous for being one of the richest men in the world. Warren is worth about $88.4 billion as of now, making him the sixth richest man in the world, right after Bernard Arnault's family. Warren learned a big lesson very early in life, which made him who he is today. That's probably one of the reasons why Warren always advised that the right time to start investing is now. Let's take a look at Warren's roots. Warren bought his very first stock when he was 11 years old. One lesson we can all take from this is that no one is too young to start investing. He started early, and that probably gave him the platform to learn by trying. By the age of 16, he was already worth about $53,000. That was in 1946. If you adjust for inflation, that means he was worth almost $1 million of today's dollars when he was just 16. Although his success story did not come easy, today he's a man whom millions look up to. Stay put as we look through some of his advice for you as a beginner in the field of investment. Two struggling textile companies were merged into one in 1955. Under the management of Warren Buffett, these companies were transformed into billion-dollar companies. That's why one of his many pieces of advice is that the managers of your company must have integrity and talent. It's one thing to be truthful, and another thing to have talent. A competent manager needs to have both qualities. A talented leader can only make wise decisions. Warren made a few decisions which led his company to where it is today. If he didn't know what he was doing, the company might not be standing today. Honesty and transparency is also needed if all the stakeholders of a business would benefit from it. So today, when you're picking where you want your investment to be, make sure it has the right leaders. Warren always loved reading, and he still does. Whatever he thinks might be relevant to him, he doesn't skip the opportunity to go through. What lesson was he trying to convey whenever he talked about this? Self-investment. You're always going to be your most significant investment, so don't be scared to pay money to make yourself better. Knowledge is a fundamental right in this world, and it is the key to many possibilities. Invest in your self-development. Build your skills in your field of specialty. As much as you're book smart, learn to be up to date and skill smart too. Stock investment is one of the most significant ways through which Warren Buffett rose to the top. In the many years of his life, he had bought stocks from many companies. One of his most notable being Apple, in which he holds shares worth $944.3 million. He also invested in Coca-Cola and the Bank of Africa. His investments were made many years ago, and today the value of his stocks have multiplied. But how did he know the right companies to invest in? He only invested using facts and not his emotions. Warren invested into companies that he had done adequate research on. By good research, we mean that he had taken a look in and out of the company. Here are some of the things that you can check out when you want to buy a stock. Check out the company's management, the company's value, the intrinsic price, the company's competitive advantage, economic issues, and anything you think might affect the value of your stock when you purchase it. Never buy a stock only based on emotions. Sometimes feelings can come from the hype that the news industry gives to a stock. Many times financial news is just hype and not dependable for decision making. So make sure you do your research before you commit yourself to buying any stock. He says, "I would rather buy a wonderful business at a fairer price than a fair business at a wonderful price." It's great to invest in the stock market. There are many businesses out there. Look for a profitable business at a fair price, and not a business liable to fail at no cost. The former would give you returns in the future, while the latter would waste your time, money, and effort. He never bought a stock he didn't understand. This investment philosophy has steered him away from big winners, but it has kept him safe over the years. Look for businesses that are in your area of knowledge. Warren always talks about bubblegum. What could ever replace a bubblegum in the future? Nothing we can think of. He understands the economics and the competitive perks of that industry. When you only dabble in things you know, you're going to have the capacity to keep tabs on your stock. Warren had the chance to go into the computer software world, but he didn't because he had no idea what the market entailed. When you see an opportunity, please take it. Warren says that one of his biggest mistakes in his many years of investment is turning down offers from companies that were in his circle of competence. It's one thing to turn down a company because you don't understand it, but when you see a good company that you know of, then jump on the opportunity and invest. You're not going to have 500 great opportunities in life. A saying goes that opportunity comes but once. It's not every day that you'll find a promising company with good management and a fair stock price that is in your circle of competence. Warren advises that when that opportunity comes, you need to take it, and take it significantly. He says the biggest mistakes I've ever made so far are mistakes of omission and not commission. Don't sell your stock unless the business fundamentally changes. When you buy a stock, plan to hold it for as long as possible. Warren keeps this pattern of investment. He doesn't invest in a stock and then sells it in 2 years. He buys and he keeps his stock. This principle, Warren Buffett says, is one of his fundamental investing principles. So if anyone came to him with money that's 3 times his company's worth and asked to buy it, he would outright refuse to sell. Don't sell a stock because its value dropped a little either. Only if you see that there's an outright fundamental change in the business should you even consider selling. Don't sell except if there is a big disappointment with management. You might want to ask why. Well, we've already established that opportunity might be rare sometimes. So if you've invested into a company that you know would give you appreciable returns, it doesn't take much sense to sell that stock for something less valuable. What if you never find a company like that to invest in again? Buy stock at a price below intrinsic value. How do you find intrinsic value in a company? Someone once asked Warren this question. The intrinsic value of a company is the amount of money you would have earned from that company in the nearest future versus the money you used to purchase it. Any business aims to gain, so this principle is one of the most fundamental rules of investing. You don't just look at your quarterly returns. Try to look very far into the future and ask yourself, is this business going to appreciate over the years? If the stock prices are not below that intrinsic value, then don't buy the stock. We hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that notification button. What have you learned so far from Warren Buffett? Leave us a comment below and don't forget to check out our other videos. Until next time.